Myself, Ankita Tiwari, from LG Institute of Engineering and Technology, from ITXL department. I'm going to take a session from the subject Computer Vision. Subject code is 3171614. The module that we are going to cover is module number 2, that is image processing. In that, we are going to learn the session with the topic that is nonlinear filtering. In the nonlinear filtering, we are going to do morphology, that is distance transforms. So with respect to the different distance transforms that we have, the first word that we are going to learn today is morphology. So while non-linear filters, that is like often used to enhance, that is grayscale, and the color images, they are also extensively used to process binary images. So basically here non-linear filters means the linearity of the images, which is non-linear in the form of non-motion values, non-movement values. So that means the non-linear filters basically used for the images, that is basically used to save or the content in order to make the content that is grayscale also, and to make the color images particular, and they are also used to process the binary images. So such images often occur after a threshold operation. So thresholding operation is been defined with the angle that is theta, f of t threshold voltage that is t, which is equals to 1 and 0. 1 if f is greater than equal to t, and 0 other than conditions. So with respect to that, we can say that it is used to converting a scanned grayscale document into a binary image. We can say binary means 0-1 form for further processing such as optical character recognition. So basically morphology comes from the word, we can say, where we want to make motions particular in a particular place. So like the most common binary image operations are called morphological operations, since they change the shape of the underlying binary object. Like if I am talking about a particular slide in a particular PPT that you are using in Word. Now if you want to morph means making an image more specific, means if you are clicking on that image, the other image or the other text will be displayed within the same page itself. So this is what morph operations are, and we are having different morph operations as well. So the most common binary image operations are called morphological, where they are used to change the shape of the underlying binary objects. Also, to perform such an operation, we first convolve the binary image with a binary structuring element, and then select a binary output value depending on the thresholded result that we have already seen, that is theta, at theta of f of t. So on the threshold voltage, we already know the two of the voltage, that is 0 and 1. With respect to 1, if that is f is greater than equal to t, and 0 on the other conditions of the convolution. So the structuring element can be of any shape, from a simple 3x3 box filter to more complicated disk structures. So it can be even correspond to a particular shape that is being sought for in an image. So whenever we talk about the morphology, there is a figure. That means after this slide I am showing you the figure, an example that shows up a close-up of the convolution of a binary image f with a 3x3 structuring element, that is S, and the resulting images for the operation described below. That is below means let's set the equation that we got, C is equals to F. Here this is the symbol for XOR, but this is not the symbol as an XOR, it is just a symbol. We are using it for here cross product of F and S. So it will be the integer valued count for the number of ones inside each structuring element as it is scanned over the image, and S be the size of the structuring element, that is number of the pixels. So basically when we talk about morph, the standard operations used in binary morphology includes, we have different operations in morphology, that is dilation, that is dilate f of s is equal to theta c comma 1. Then we have erosion, that is erode is a function name with f and s value theta, that is c comma s value. Majority, which is defined with the function maj f comma s, which is equals to theta, that is c comma s by 2. Then we have opening, that is open, we are using that word as a function f comma s, that is equals to dilate, that is erode f comma s with respect to opening form. Now the closing part, that is close, F comma S, which is equals to erode, that is dilate, F comma S comma S. Okay, so with respect to that, we have different operations as well, which will be seeing you here in the diagram. Okay, first of all, the original image, as you can see here, okay, that is J. Then we have dilation. Okay, then we have dilation. As you can see, it has become very strong, and with respect to that, we have erosion. Okay, then we have majority. With respect to majority, then we have opening, and then we have closing. These are the six functions that we have. With respect to that, you can see each and every image is different. Okay, with respect to its contrast, with respect to its color value, with respect to its specification. I have already said the morphology comes with the word, that is originality of the image as well, and that image is being created with the color intensity and pixel value. So whenever we talk about the different erosions and different intensity values, then dilation, erosion, majority, opening, closing, these are different of the operations that we handle for a morph. With respect to that, each and every image where the color is being increased or decreased with respect to the intensity value, that is grayscale. So here basically we are maintaining the grayscale as well and the color intensity as well that we are using. So with respect to that, each and every formation which is here defined, that is dilation, erosion, majority, opening and closing, everything is defined with the single, that is original image, that is J. Okay, so here with respect to morph, as we can see from the figure, dilation grows, that is thickens. As you can see, in dilation it grows, it becomes thick. Okay, and we can say objects consisting of 1s, while erosion shrinks, that is thins them. As you can see, erosion, that it becomes thins. If you compare that erosion with each and every image which is shown here, you can see that in erosion the image has become very thin. And if you compare dilation with each and every image, dilation has become the thickest. Okay, so with respect to that, as we see from the figure, dilation grows, that is thickens, and erosion shrinks, that is thins them. So the opening and closing operation tends to leave large regions and smooth boundaries unaffected. Okay, large regions, as you can see, closing and opening, the boundary becomes sharp. As you can see opening, the boundary becomes sharp. In the closing also the boundary becomes sharp. And with respect to closing, the in middle portion, that is circle part, that is has been erased. Okay, so these are the things that we need to keep in mind whenever we are talking about morphology. That is, large regions and smooth boundaries are unaffected, while removing small objects or holes, as we have seen in the last thing, that is in closing, the hole has been removed. So small objects or holes and smoothing boundaries. Now we'll talk about the distance transforms with respect to morphology as well. So the distance transform is useful in quickly pre-computing the distance with the curve or set of points using a two-pass raster algorithm. So it has many applications including level sets, fast chamfer matching, binary image alignment, feathering an image, stitching and blending, and nearest point alignment. Okay. So the distance transform, which is defined with the word, that is d of ij of a binary image, we can say b of ij is defined as follows. So let k, that is suppose d, k of l be some distance metric between the pixel offsets as well that we are taking it. So we'll have two commonly used matrices including the city block or Manhattan distance that we have, that is d1 of k comma l, which is equal to modulus of k plus modulus of l. So with respect to the distance transform, we have defined the formula where I and j are imaginary and binary values that we are taking it of a binary image, which is defined by taking b as a constant value or a function with k and l as parameter, that is distance matrix parameters between the pixels itself. And when we are taking two commonly used matrices at the same place, including the sitting block and the distance between them, so d1 of k we have derived, that is k comma l, which is equal to modulus of k plus modulus of l. So and the Euclidean transform distance that we have, which is equal to d2, that is k comma l, which is equals to under root of k square plus l square, which is the formula for Euclidean distance as well. So the distance transform is then defined as d of I comma j, which is equals to the minimum value that we are taking it, that is k l b k comma l, which is equals to 0, and the function that we are defining is with respect to the particular value. So d of I minus k comma j minus l. Okay, now let it is the distance to the nearest background pixel whose value is 0. We can say that. So the D1 city block distance transforms can be effectively or efficiently computed using a forward and a backward pass of a simple raster scan algorithm. The raster scan algorithm is a scanning algorithm which is used for a particular pixel point take system, and here raster scan system and random scan system are the two algorithms in order to process a image. Okay, these systems are being processed with respect to some its formula. Okay, it's predefined formula when we are taking pixel points. Okay, so here as shown in the figure, the boundary image here as we have taken it. Okay, the original binary image that we have taken it with the blue values giving the intensity of the values. Now top to bottom, that is forward raster sweep, that is green values, are used to compute the orange values. That is green values are already there in the figure itself, and green values are being processed with the green orange value, and then bottom to top and backward to top. Okay, as you can see, the same is being processed but the reverse value we have taken. So from here, from the last value to the up value, that is from green to orange value with old orange value, and the final distance transform that we have taken it. See how the ones part which has been taken here in A value is removed with the D value. Okay, that is being taken with the blue value. Okay, so during the forward pass, each non-zero pixel in B is replaced by the minimum of 1 plus the distance of its north or west neighbor that we have. Now during the backward pass that we have, the same occurs except that the minimum is both over the current value, that is D, and 1 plus, that is the distance of the south and the east neighbors. Okay, so here as you can see, this is being shown here only, the 1 plus distance. As you can see, the portion that we have selected for the blue value, which is being transformed with respect to top and bottom to top. Okay, so in top bottom, the green pixels is being showing, see other values are taken 0 only. The form that we have to take with respect to the position, that is distance, is being taken with the value of 2. See, neighboring value is also 2. But here with respect to 3 is the third value that we will change it. That is from top to bottom. Okay, now I will talk about bottom to top. As you can see, we are just reversing the value. Other values are all or 0. Okay, but with respect to that, we have two parts that we have to transform it. That is two values. With respect to 2, we have the neighboring value as 1. So the neighboring value, both values are 1, but with respect to 2 value, we have to change. So this is what a transformation is, and with respect to that, the last final distance transform, as you can see here. Okay, the 2 values that we have taken it and the 1 value that we have taken it. So 1 value is there, 2 values there, third value, that is 3 values not there. So this is what the processing is with respect to 3. Okay, so we have just emerged the value of, that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 values of 1s has been replaced with the 2's value with respect to the distance that we have calculated as well. Okay, so this is what distance transforms is with respect to the neighboring pixels that we are taking it, and that this thing we have shown here. Like if instead of a vector distance that is consisting of both x and y coordinates of the distance to the boundary must be kept and compared using the square distance, that is hypothesis rule. Okay, so these are the things that we have learned for this, and we are basically being captured here with the background pass as well. Means these are the two things that we have to keep in mind: forward pass and the backward pass. And with respect to that, we have the two of the positions, that is minimum value 1 plus and the maximum value, that is also 1 plus. So with respect to that, the two of the vector, that is x and y, is being the coordinates of the distance to the boundary, which should be kept and compared using the square distance, which is already there as a rule. So these are the things that we need to keep in mind whenever we are talking about the distance transforms and the morphology that we have talked about. The distance transforms has been come with the word morphology as well. And with respect to the morphology equation, the distance transform is being done. Because whenever we do a morph image, that means in image which is being compared with the another image or putting at the same place or merging it. So that things happens with the distance as well. So that is being counted in the distance transforms and the distance equations that we are using in here also. So here the approach is being taken with the x and y coordinates, which is being compared with the distance and the boundary which is to be kept and compared. So these are the things that we need to keep in mind whenever we are talking about the morphology and distance transforms. Both are the non-linear filtering processes that we have seen so far, and here the non-filtering processes is we have done the other topics that we are going to continue in the next lecture. Thank you.